Hi everyone, my name's Mel. I'm 55, almost 56, and I had my last period 2 years ago. So I am well and truly through menopause. Now, I wanted to have a chat with you today about menopause because it's inevitable. All of us women go through it sooner or later. And honestly, it can be the most devastating thing in your life. Other people sail through it. For me, it was really, really difficult. When I think back, I probably started perimenopause around about 45 or 46. I remember being down here in Melbourne on holidays at the time I was living in Brisbane, and it was the middle of winter and everyone's in their big coats and scarves and beanies. It was about 8 o'clock in the morning. We were getting ready to leave and I was in jeans and a t-shirt and I was still hot and sweaty and thinking, what on earth is wrong with me? It probably took me another year or so to realize that that was the start of my perimenopause. And when the more traditional symptoms like hot flushes and night sweats kicked in, that's when I realized that, yeah, I'm heading in that direction. For me, menopause was a nightmare. It wasn't pleasant. So many of the symptoms. My night sweats were horrendous. I would have to get up in the middle of the night and change my night bedding, my night clothing, not my night bedding, my night clothing. I had aches and pains all over. I was constantly hot. The flushes would come on out of nowhere. I used to carry a little Asian fan with me everywhere. In fact, I still do to this day, but that would be pulled out all the time and people would be looking at me going, God, what's wrong with you? And at this time I was living in Brisbane, which was just even more of a nightmare with the humidity and the heat up there. I started out by using across-the-counter medication, which worked quite well for probably 6 to 12 months. Sadly, that stopped working for me and my symptoms got worse. Then for a while, I took bioidentical hormones. And again, for about 12 to 18 months, they were incredible and made the biggest difference in my life. And sadly for me, they also stopped working. So at that point in time, it was a visit to my gynae and the decision, not an easy one, but the decision to go on HRT. Now, I was using a gel and I have to say that worked incredibly well. And within a few days, I felt normal. And it was when I started feeling normal that I realized how truly awful I had been feeling. So that was quite a surprise. But I wasn't real keen to stay on the HRT. The fears of breast cancer and all the surrounding fears with HRT were certainly rearing their ugly head with me. In hindsight, I've done a bit more research and realized that HRT isn't the beast or the dragon that everyone thinks it is. And had I stayed on it, I'm sure I would have been fine. However, around the same time that I started HRT, I also had a pop-up on Facebook. They're listening. They're absolutely listening. Introducing me or asking me to attend a webinar. Never attended a webinar in my life, about the keto lifestyle. And it was a modified keto diet, certainly designed for women heading into the menopausal years. And I thought, well, I'm going to give this a go. This is my last ditch attempt to maybe get off the HRT and try to deal with this naturally. And for me, it was a godsend. It worked wonders. I lost a lot of weight, which was wonderful, but that wasn't the big thing for me. The bonus, or should I say, that was a bonus. The thing for me that was incredible was that so many of my little health issues, niggling health issues disappeared. High cholesterol, blood pressure, high sugars. And the biggest thing was that it absolutely helped ease my menopause symptoms. And I think the biggest takeaway from it for me was flaxseed oil, which balances your hormones. Now, it's not an oil you can cook with. You need to keep it in the fridge. It's an oil that you shoot or you add to your salad. For me, I mixed it with my apple cider vinegar and had it every night before I went to bed. And within 3 weeks of starting that diet, my menopausal symptoms were all but gone. So it was absolutely amazing. So I guess my takeaway from it is that everyone's different. Everyone's going to find some things work for them and some things don't. Some things might work for a while and some things might stop working. And it's a matter of just continuing to try this and try that. Hopefully your menopause isn't horrendous. I know I've got girlfriends that just flew through it and I was so jealous. But I guess there's a learning for us all in whatever it is that we face. And certainly for me, I will always be grateful that my menopause symptoms led me to the keto lifestyle. Not that I'm currently on it as well as I should be, although I am planning to return because overall I feel so much better in general health when I am following that plan. But I guess I just want to tell you all that it's a natural part of life. We're all going to go through it. Reach out, talk to people. I think we still don't talk about it enough, which just astounds me in this day and age. What on earth? It's a part of life. We're all going to do it. Why are we not talking about this more? I mean, we really should be. So anyway, there's my menopause story. I'm out the other side and grateful that I got through it without killing my family. It's funny, one of the symptoms that I never did have dreadfully was the angers, although my family will tell you that I was a lot less tolerant during that time. But there you go. So there it is, my menopause story. I look forward to hearing more of yours. And honestly, feel free to reach out to me if you want to chat, because I'm more than happy to tell you more about what I went through and what I found helpful. Thanks.